Good day. I'm Laura Mills, the Education and Outreach Coordinator for the California Building Standards Commission, known as CBSC. This brief video will explain the educational and outreach offerings and activities of CBSC as they relate to Title 24. In order to provide training that is relevant to CBSC's areas of authority and mission, our educational sessions focus on three main topics. First, we explain the building standards adoption process, which is the primary function of CBSC. This topic takes about an hour to present and is valuable for anyone who may want information about how building standards are developed and published in Title 24. Title 24 is a very large and complex code, so our second topic focuses on how Title 24 is organized and how a user can tell when and where to apply particular code sections. Because state agencies involved in the development of the code only have authority for specific occupancies, it is important to understand the methods used within Title 24, such as matrix adoption tables and agency banners, that aid the code user in determining the applicable code sections for various occupancies. This session does a deep dive into the use of matrix adoption tables and will be of interest to designers, engineers, builders, plan checkers, and code enforcement officials, pretty much anyone who uses Title 24. Finally, CBSC develops the California Green Building Standards Code, also known as CalGreen, for non-residential occupancies. Our subject matter expert will share why CalGreen was developed and how it has evolved over the years. We also explain the pathways to achieve the CalGreen tiers by using the conveniently provided checklists and tables. Additionally, this educational session is updated after each code adoption cycle to include the most recent changes to CalGreen's non-residential regulations, which is beneficial for both new and experienced code users. Each of these topics takes about 1 hour to present, and we are happy to tailor our presentations to your organizational needs. A group interested in all three sessions could have one half-day or three separate 1-hour presentations. Or we can just present one topic, such as CalGreen updates. Our educational sessions are designed for building professionals who are interested in the development of building standards, or those who use or enforce the codes. For instance, we have presented to the entire building department of a large city and to a firm of architects that focuses on sustainable building design, among many others. And now, with virtual presentation platforms, it is easy to reach groups anywhere within the state. If you are an individual interested in our live training, we currently don't offer one-on-one sessions. If you can team up with other interested colleagues, then we can arrange a virtual session. Also, we have a lot of resources on our website. There are two main pages to visit on CBSC's website for educational materials. The Education and Outreach page that can be reached via a featured link on our homepage at dgs.ca.gov/BSC, and the Resources tab found in the top ribbon of our site. Our videos are designed to help you understand more about CBSC, Title 24, CalGreen, and the rulemaking process, including how and when you can participate in code review and development. 4 of these videos are about 15 minutes long each, and there are 2 longer, in-depth videos. The Local Code Adoption and Amendments video will be of specific interest to local building officials and is a companion to our publication, The Guide for Local Amendments of Building Standards. The video about agency adoptions and matrix adoption tables explains how to use the non-regulatory tables provided at the beginning of most chapters of Title 24, which will help users of the code properly apply the regulations to a project. The Resources tab has links to our educational publications that cover many subjects related to Title 24, including guidebooks for local jurisdictions about the local code adoption process and the state laws and regulations concerning a local government's responsibilities relative to Title 24. We have publications that provide detailed information about the organization and use of Title 24 and how to maintain your code books or electronic subscription. And finally, there's information about rulemaking for both state agencies and members of the public interested in participating in the code adoption process. Additionally, a new publication was developed for the 2022 edition of Title 24. The Summary of California Code Changes was created in response to questions from the public in previous code cycles, and we hope you find it useful. We are happy to provide our videos, guides, and publications for free for you to view, download, print, share, and use. CBSC is often contacted for training or information which we do not provide. So here are some other resources for education and information of interest to those who work in the design and building trades, or those who enforce building codes. One of the most frequent questions we receive is, how do I get my contractor's license? The Contractors State License Board is the state agency that issues those licenses, and they offer study guides for the different trades, such as general building, plumbing, or electrical. Their website is cslb.ca.gov, and you will want to go to the Applicants tab. If your interest lies in building inspection or code enforcement, there are certification programs at certain local colleges, and the Association of California Building Officials, known as CALBO, also has many different educational offerings. Visit them at calbo.org. Model code publishers, ICC, IAPMO, and NFPA, may also offer code training of interest to you. Finally, other state agencies can provide information about their areas of expertise and code development. For instance, the Department of Housing and Community Development is responsible for residential building codes, including residential Cal Green requirements. The California Energy Commission is responsible for the energy codes in Part 6 of Title 24 and certain energy-related voluntary measures found in Cal Green. And the State Fire Marshal is responsible for all fire and life safety regulations throughout Title 24. You can find a list of agency contact information in the preface of each part of Title 24. I hope you have found this video helpful in understanding the educational offerings of CBSC. If you want to request a training session or need more information for your organization, you can use the form on the E&O webpage or contact me via phone or email. Thank you for your time.